Hey,
Hey, Kierstyn.
hi, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm doing well. It's been a good day. So, I want you to go ahead and tell us a little bit about you. Tell us your name, who you are, and just tell us about you in the medical field, and then we'll go ahead and jump into these questions.
Yes, perfect. My name is Beverly Duclas, a sophomore at Clark Atlanta University from Boston, Massachusetts, attending the illustrious Clark Atlanta University, majoring in biology with a minor in business administration, and I'm currently an aspiring pediatrician. So, yeah.
Oh, okay. So, pediatrician, getting into our first question, what made you interested in the medical field? Like, how did this all begin? Were you a young girl? Just tell us a little bit about that.
Yes. So I was a young girl. Initially, I actually wanted to be a fashion designer. I was into fashion. I was into styling my dolls. But I just woke up one day. I think I was either watching Doc McStuffins. It's a show on Disney or Nickelodeon, and it was a Black doctor. I guess I got inspired by that, and I don't know. I just woke up one day when I was the age of 8 years old, and I said I wanted to be a doctor. So ever since then, I've just been pursuing the medical field and science, really.
Hey, cool. That is like so interesting that you said it from a TV show. Like TV shows and radio, music, all of those things are really a big influence on us and the things that we choose to do. So I just want to know, you got into this, you started feeling it, and then you say, hey, I want to intern. So how did you get to intern for this program? What was the program and how did you get into it?
So currently, I am a part of the coach program, and that is through Boston Children's Hospital. But just to backtrack how I got introduced to interning, it was always something that I knew about at a very young age. I would always knew about career readiness and just being prepared for the start of my career. So in high school, there was a program through my high school that allowed students to do internships over the summer. So my sophomore year of high school, I had applied to do an internship through Newton Wellesley Hospital. But because that year was the pandemic, I wasn't able to work. Me and the other interns weren't allowed to work in the hospital because of the pandemic. So because of that, they just gave us virtual classes to take through local universities and community colleges. So I literally just took a community college course. I took a general biology course and got credit for it. It was still through the hospital. It was still paid. And so that was like my first, I wouldn't say it was definitely more of a learning experience. So I did that sophomore year, junior year, but my senior year, going into freshman year of college, I had applied for the coach high school internship, and that was through Boston Children's Hospital. So it's the coach program, but because I was a high school student, it was coach high school, and so I was introduced in that way. I was very excited. I was honestly a little bit nervous because I didn't really know too much about what the program entailed. And you basically get to choose what department you like to work in and what you want to do. You get a list and you make that choice. Sometimes you don't get priority, especially when you're in high school. But I know my top choice, or I believe one of my top choices was the Department of Orthopedic Surgery. But initially when I had heard about the internship and I saw it, I took it as, okay, I'm going to be working in a department that's in surgery. But no, I got into my internship. I got to Boston Children's Hospital, and my internship was actually in research. So because of that, that was like a very big change. Like, I know Boston Children's Hospital is still a children's hospital, but I'm doing research. I didn't think that hospitals had research or research going on within that hospital, and how to I didn't understand and grasp that concept until being in it. So so my first internship was at Boston Children's Hospital, doing research, official internship, because like I mentioned before, my two previous internships were more of a learning experience where we got college credit. So yeah.
Got it. We're already on it answering some of my questions, but before we get into the question I really want to know, I want to know, like, what were some of the requirements? You spoke of this course, you spoke of what you had to do once you got into it, and kind of a little bit about what it entails, but what exactly was required?
Yes. So I am so grateful because of my high school and these programs, because there really wasn't too much requirements. Usually I know a lot of programs, they say you need to have a certain GPA and all these different accolades that I wouldn't say I didn't have, but it would just make it, a little bit more difficult. But this program was actually given to underrepresented people in the community. So because I was a Black female, I'm Haitian American, that was already something that, okay, like you have this opportunity. So I guess I don't want to say those are requirements, but those what they were looking for. But I also had a resume. You need to have a resume, you need to have a cover letter, and you just simply need to be able to have a good interview. I feel like once you have a good interview and you are able to talk about what you want to do and how you could add on to the program or the organization, you could always get any opportunity you want. So, yeah.
Awesome. I love that answer. So, you talked about a little bit about what you had to do once you got there, but what does the workload look like? Is it heavy? Would you say it's light? What did that look like for you?
So, what I didn't mention was my previous internship, the one that I just completed in this month, or in the beginning of August, which was in the Department of Pediatric Emergency Medicine, which is a little bit more geared to what I want to do as an aspiring pediatrician. I loved the research, it was amazing. But with this internship, I was able to get the administrative side of a hospital, but also being able to have the chance to connect with doctors in all levels, have experience in clinical shadowing at the hospital. So just to build up on that question, do you mind asking it one more time? I was like,
yeah, the question was just pretty much what was the workload like?
Yeah, so the workload. So for my internship and research, it was just research, just following what the doctor was doing. He was giving us instructions how to assist in his research in osteogenesis imperfecta, OI, which is a brittle bone disease. So we were more so just doing running gels, PCR reactions, so everything research. When it came to that, I wouldn't say it was too much of a heavy load on me at the time, only because me and the other interns were just introduced to research. We had just graduated high school, so it was just more getting used to and understanding what research is. So it wasn't too much in terms of research, but my internship that I just did in the administrative side of the hospital in pediatric emergency medicine, that was a lot. The workload was for me, I love to work. Like that's something that I've always been accustomed to. So it wasn't more so like it was too much. It just showed me how much work I'm able to do in a certain amount of time, how to manage my time, and how to work around it. So some of the tasks that I was required to do over the duration of my internship was help with the credentialing processes of the residents. So basically after medical students, they graduate from medical school and they are doctors, they then need to do residency to further working and actually practice medicine, because medical school is more so books. You're learning the medicine, but now in residency, you practice the medicine. So with that, there's just a lot of processes when it comes to making sure they're actually able to work within the hospitals that they're doing their residency. So I had to help with the credentialing packets of over 100 residents. And my director and supervisor had thought that would have taken me the entire duration, but I was able to get that done in the span of 2 weeks. So that was 100 residents that was able to assemble everything, send it to her so she could then send it to the people who basically allow the doctors to officially work at the hospital. So I did that. I also created a new manual, administrative manual for our department. I would collect the daily mail. I would post the daily schedule. I would, I would work on the evaluation. So say the attending doctors are evaluating the residents, I would organize that. When the residents are evaluating the attendings, I would work on that. I would also work on the evaluations for the nurse practitioners and physician's assistants. So that's something that I was able to do. It was just, it was a lot, but it was definitely something I could handle. If you had the character, had the drive, you're gonna get it done, and it's not gonna be perceived as a lot of work, especially if it's something that you love and you want to do, you know?
Yeah. Most definitely. That's so awesome, especially being that you're a sophomore, correct?
Yeah, I'm a sophomore.
Awesome. Okay. And one of the other questions that I had was, is there any knowledge that you wish you had prior to doing all of these things? You named so many different things that you did. Was there anything that was a little challenging that you wish, like, I wish I would have studied that before coming into this, or I wish I could have learned that from someone else before getting into this? Was there anything of that sort that you wish you would have known before?
I would say that everything's a learning experience. So one thing that it took some time for me to grasp and understand is that, okay, I may not be interested in research, but this is something that could help me later on the line. So I just wish I had maybe more awareness of how anything could prepare you for the next step in life. Another thing too is that, like, I would really just jump myself in, like just apply, not knowing what, even with my internship that I just completed right now, like I didn't know what I was going to be doing, but just being able to have faith that things are going to come into fruition and become what you make it. You know, everything is what you make it. So if I came in and I said, okay, like I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, like I was never going to complete my internship successfully. So yeah, I also wish I knew, like, it's a lot of time, you know, like you have to be able to get up in the morning to get ready to be there and making sure that you're doing everything. Just be very attentive. Like people are like, they're watching you, they're trying to see, okay, what is she doing? What is he or she doing? Like what's going on? Just making sure that you're always making use of your time. Also talking to people. At first in my internship, I was very like scared and just like, I don't know, I got very intimidated by the doctors because it's like, okay, like I want to be you guys eventually, right? So it's like, I want to introduce myself, but I'm just scared. Like I'm only a sophomore in college, like, you know? So just as soon as you get there, just be out there, talk to everyone, introduce yourself to everyone. That's something that I don't want to say I wish I knew, because it was something that with time it just happened and I got better at it, but I just now know what to do for next time.
Yes, that's dope. That's great advice. And that kind of brings me to my next thing. You're talking a lot about networking, a lot about getting to know people and getting your foot in the door. So what campus organizations would you suggest other undergrad students be a part of if they're looking to pursue a career in the medical field?
Yes. So I know a lot of campuses have MAPS, Minority Association of Pre-Medical Students. I believe that's just a great organization just to showcase your drive and your want and need to be in the medical field. There's a lot of programs and initiatives within MAPS. So I would suggest that. Right now, I'm currently a part of National Society of Black Women in Medicine. And I know that might be geared more towards women, but I know that there are Black Men in Codes, just different organizations that you could find that resonate towards you. So that Young Physicians Initiative, I'm also a part of, Pre-Health Professionals Society. And there's honestly just so many more organizations. Like I know that I've made use of a lot of organizations on campus, but there's so much more that I want to do. I know that there are honor societies for pre-medical students. I know that I am a sophomore, so this fall I could actually try to become a member of Alpha Epsilon Delta, which is an honor society for pre-medical students. It's endless, literally. Like it's literally endless. It's just if you find something, apply, go for it. So
That's great. So You did mention a lot about being a minority student in the medical field, and I just want to know, what is the importance of that to you? Why do you think it's important for us to have minorities and more people like us in the medical field?
It's a representation, you know. As a patient, you want to be able to see your healthcare provider and somebody who's trying to take care of you, that um, it can happen from people that look like you know, that it doesn't have to be by one skin color or one race or one nationality, that it is so much to explore and to understand. Like, I know for me, with my internship at Boston Children's Hospital, even with seeing all the different residents who are coming within the hospital, there's a lot of representations. There's Asians, there's Middle Eastern, there's Black people. So I feel like it's important to bring that into healthcare so it can inspire more Black doctors, more minorities to pursue healthcare, because we need that. You know, we need more advocacy. I know that's something why I even want to be in the medical field. I, growing up, did not see enough Black doctors, did not see enough female doctors. So because of that, like, that's something that I want to do. That's something I want to embody to then bring to, because at the end of the day, health is wealth. You know, like, okay, like, we're living day to day, but you need to make sure that your mind and your body is okay. So yeah, we need more minorities. So,
I most definitely agree with you. My next question would be like, are you sure? I know you haven't gotten there yet, but are you sure of what, do you know anything about what your junior or senior year will look like as far as being a medical undergrad student? Is there anything that you're looking forward to?
Yes, there's so many programs that I'm looking forward to. Just being at Clark Atlanta University, within the Atlanta University Center, where Morehouse School of Medicine is something that is a few minutes away from me, that I can walk over and try to find any opportunity that could best suit me in my path. But as of right now, within Clark Atlanta University, I've been looking at EMSSP, which is Early Medical School Selection Program, which is a pipeline program with Clark Atlanta University and Boston University School of Medicine, which is ironic because I'm from Boston. But I am looking at that, but I also don't want to limit myself. You know, like, I know that I am from Boston. I love where I'm from. Like, I'm always going to embody where I'm from, because that's who I am. But I want to see the world. So although I've been able to intern at Boston Children's Hospital as a college intern, I know that I might want to be at Children's Hospital Philadelphia in the summer. And there is a program, there is an internship that I'm looking to apply for. Because there's just so many programs out there. So just trying to make use and not limiting yourself. That's something that I did learn by one of my mentors back home, because there's so many research opportunities. Like, even right now, a program that I forgot to mention was that I actually did research on campus last semester, and that I plan on doing research again. So participating in LSAMP, which is the Louis Stokes Minority Alliance participation program, where it allows a lot of more Black researchers to do research within their campus. So I'll most likely be doing that in the fall for prostate cancer, because our campus, Clark Atlanta University, we get a lot of grants and funding for prostate cancer research. So that, we also have a URISE program that just came out that I applied for as well. So it's just so much. Like, I'm telling you right now, like, I apply for everything, because whatever I get is going to be a blessing for me. It's going to help me. So that, I do want to shadow some more. I want to, I'm so blessed because of MAPS and because of the health advising unit at Clark, because they bring physicians where I can then continue my networking and connecting, so I could possibly shadow them at their private practices, wherever they practice medicine. So I want to do that. One of the doctors back home, she had went to Emory University, and she actually connected me with one of the doctors who works at Emory Hospital. So something that I'm also going to do. Again, like I said, like it's just limitless. I'm gonna take every opportunity. I'm gonna make use of every opportunity. I'm just excited for what's to come. It's so sad to say that next year I'll be a junior and my college experience in undergrad has come to an end. But at some point, I'm just going to continue walking towards my path and my dream. I'll most likely be taking the MCAT next year, and it's time.
That is so awesome. I'm so proud of you though. Like, I wish you the best of luck in all of that because you are definitely going to inspire so many people just from this interview. And I'm already excited to see it. And you spoke a lot about your learning experience. Is there anything else that you wanted to share that you have learned that you may not have shared already?
Yes. One of the biggest things that I learned over my internship by being able to meet a whole bunch of doctors at different levels. So one thing that they taught me is that, for one, if you are pursuing medicine or you want to be a doctor, you do not have to major in STEM during your undergrad years. You can be any major. And that's something that I don't want to say I wish I knew, because I honestly, I really love biology and like if it wasn't like for biology, I wouldn't be here. But you can be any major. As long as you get your prerequisites done and you get your accolades and your credentials, you can always go to medical school, That's for starters. 2, you don't have to force yourself to do something that you're just not good at, And what I mean by this is that I was actually talking to one of the researchers on campus that I was actually under. I was doing research in her lab. She had said to me, like, Beverly, like, okay, you're doing research, but you want to be in the medical field. Like, you don't have to force yourself to do research and pursue research when you know all in all you want to be a doctor and you want to go towards the clinical side instead of, because there's clinical, there's research, there's all different types of things in science that you might want to do. So I wish more people knew that. Like, you don't have to force yourself to do something that you're just not good at or you may not really enjoy. And then another thing too, a very big thing, is that you don't have to go to the biggest medical school or the biggest or the most known school in undergrad to become a doctor. And that's something that I learned face to face by, again, doing all the paperwork for the incoming doctors who are going to be doing their rotations at Boston Children's Hospital. They're not coming from the biggest medical schools. They're coming from the medical schools that are most likely paying for them to attend medical school, that's most convenient for them. And whatever the decision that they might have made, it just shows that you don't have to go to the top. So do what's best for you. It's gonna happen. Make it happen. And I don't know. There's so much advice. I feel like I've just learned so much, and it's just so funny to say this because it's like I'm so young. But just make it happen. Like, stick to your dream. Like one thing about me, like, even if I may get a C in a class, I'm still gonna put in that grind and work because I know that I am gonna be a doctor. It doesn't matter when that's gonna be, because it's not an if, it's honestly a when. And as long as you keep pursuing that and you don't give up, you don't let up, it's gonna happen. So I think that's all the advice I could give.
Yes, you already like answered a lot of my questions, and also my last question was pretty much what you just said. What is something that you encourage students that are in your position to do to prepare for their next internship?
Yes, be a professional. Look the part, talk the part. You know what I mean? I feel like it matters. That's something that I try to do as much as possible. I don't know. I love to like dress business. I love that. I feel like it shows that you're a professional. You're a business. I want to be a businesswoman. You know what I mean? So
it empowers you.
It really does. So I really like that. Work on your resume. Work on your interview skills. How you talk to people. How you could convey and just pitch yourself to somebody. Because you don't know what you could get by just speaking to somebody. Even with this opportunity right now, if you didn't know or you didn't reach out, this could have never happened. So it's just little things like that, just putting yourself out there. And yeah, what else? what I encourage people to do at my age. Focus. It's time to focus and lock in because it's serious. Medicine is very competitive. So making sure that you're just doing what you have to do to get to the next step, that really matters, and just not getting lost in the sauce.
Don't get lost in the sauce.
don't get lost in the sauce. But yeah, I think that's all I have. I feel like I have more, but
if you have more, let us know.
Maybe be yourself.
Be yourself.
I
knew you had more. I knew you had more.
Let yourself shine. Be genuine. Be genuine.
Yeah. Emphasis on be genuine. Yes.
Don't want to pursue medicine or healthcare because of the money. Don't do it because of your parents or your family. Do it because you want to do it. I know my mom, my family, they're happy that I want to be a doctor. That's I don't want to say that's something that they expected out of me, because again, if I wanted to be a fashion designer, that could have happened. But because I took the initiative and said, this is what I'm going to do and I'm never going to let up, they support that even more. So that have faith in yourself and have faith in him. Yes. Have faith in him. So I think that's how I can answer the question. And
awesome. Thank you so much. You answered all of the questions beautifully. I think this is really going to be inspiring to someone who wants to go into the medical field just like you. And also you're representing for the young people. It's hard to know what it is you're doing. It's hard to know sometimes you don't know where you're going, what things to get into. So I definitely appreciate you for taking the time out to speak to me about this. And I really do hope that you do well in all your endeavors in the future. And the same for everyone that's watching this. I hope you gained a lot from Beverly. And yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much, Kierstyn, for this opportunity. And thanks again. And
bye. Bye. Thank you.